Sexy beast.
I knew you were gonna be really
Look at that sexy beast in his suit.
They call me James Bond. What's up, boys?
Alright guys, so we've been working on Jesse's truck a lot recently, and he has been saving his pennies, so we're about to order quite a bit of parts. We're not actually ordering them tonight because I get all of my parts from Michael at Garofalo Enterprises. Go check out his Facebook and his website to get in contact with him. Great parts, great service. So we're not actually ordering them from online. I'm going to show you everything on the computer as well, but we are ordering everything from him. So we're going to run down the list of what he's got next on his list and kind of give you just a heads up of what's to come on his truck. We just did the traction bars. Jesse's truck, just a little bit of a background if you haven't seen his last video. He bought the truck, what, about a year and a half ago? Year or so ago?
Not even a year ago.
So about a year. The truck has been complete. It was a Southern truck, completely stock. The only thing that we have done previous to this is put an exhaust on. It has no tuning, no intake, so we are pretty much starting from scratch. Has no gauges. If you're looking for a truck to start building, this is kind of off topic, but I always like to start with a stock truck. I mean, simple bolt-ons is not really a big deal, but the more things have been screwed with, the more stuff you're gonna find, you know. Anyway, I like buying stock trucks. So Jesse's truck is stock. We're starting, like, no gauges. I don't know, did I already say that? Yep. Okay, I'm repeating myself. So
totally stock.
So Jesse's goals for the truck is he doesn't do a lot of towing, if any. It's more or less like a play truck, just like everybody else's truck around here. So his build is actually going to be very similar to Andrew's. Single turbo, single CP3 pump, still with a 800-ish, 850-ish horsepower goal. Very, like I said, very similar to Andrew's truck.
Von Moscato.
That's all. Is that all you're going to say this video?
You haven't let me talk.
What do you want to say?
I don't want to say anything.
He doesn't. He's just here to. He's just here to look pretty. Do you have anything to interject at this point?
No, you're covering it all. What else do you want me to say?
That's what I'm asking you. Did I miss anything? So because Jesse is pretty much, he has plans to do everything. Obviously, if you're starting from scratch and trying to get to 900 with no other supporting mods already done, that's obviously quite a large number, especially with a transmission in there. So we are going to be breaking this up on a
dunes.
I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I got his plan down in my head. Now you're screwing me up.
I wanted to give him a shout out.
So I'm going to show you here in a second the way we're actually breaking it up. I've obviously got everything written down. We're going to go. So if you are starting to build a truck, the only piece of advice other than what I'm going to cover here tonight is if you have a intake or an exhaust and some type of tuning, if you go anything past that, I don't care what year, or this could actually probably be true for a lot of diesel platforms, but especially all the Dodge ones, 100%. Yeah. You are going to need some type of transmission work. If you turn your tuning up to the hottest one with an intake or an exhaust, it's enough to start slipping your torque converter at some point down the road, depending on how hard you are. If you drive like a grandpa and turn the tuning down, it's going to prolong that, right. But anything past that is usually when you start running into transmission issues.
Drive anything like us.
Right, like especially like this guy. Oh boy. So he's got traction bars done. We've taken care of that. The next thing, we are dropping his truck off possibly this weekend. Possibly this weekend. To Muldoon's Diesel. That's where we get all of our transmission work done. He's getting a fully decked out 1,000 horsepower plus transmission build just right in the beginning before we do anything else, just to know that it can take any type of power past the bolt-on stuff. So is it a fat input and a fat output?
Just a fat output.
Just a fat output, not a fat input?
No. Just
but a standard billet, upgraded billet.
Right.
So billet shafts throughout with the fat output. A little overkill, but the other thing that you have to take into account too is the mega cab, it being super heavy. If you're going to do any kind of racing, things like that, that output's really going to take a beating. So upgraded billet shafts throughout. I believe he uses DPC converters. Again, nothing but the best stuff coming out of Muldoon, so we choose to use him for everything. He is in Delaware. If you are in need of some transmission work for any type, I think he does other applications. What are you doing?
Oh, reading.
We don't need to go into that crazy. We're already probably at 5. We're already at 5 minutes. We gotta start going on this thing. All right. So the way we are choosing to split this up, and basically you could do everything at once, but you are gonna, especially with a transmission in there as
Open your
well.
checkbook.
Yeah, you are gonna be cranking out a lot of dollars if you're doing it all at once. So the way we have it split up is either. A lot of times if you're doing injectors and you don't have head studs or push rods or valve springs, you pretty much want to do that in one shot. It just makes it easier. You're going in there once and getting that done. Now, with the money Jesse has, we're going to focus more on the outer supporting mods that he's going to need, like a lift pump, and really actually do the air side of things, because with the money he has allotted, we can do the tuning, the air stuff, and really get that buttoned up. So the only thing we really have to do when he gets his another large lump sum here is, the fuel stuff and the stuff inside. Now, he doesn't have head studs, but with stock fuel with the turbo, I think we're going to end up running another 472 SXE. With the stock fuel, he's really not going to be pushing the boost really super far. So as long as he's staying with moderate boost levels, he doesn't really run the risk to really, lift the head or blow a head gasket and stuff like that. So yes, a 472 on a stock fuel is not ideal. It's going to be lazy. But kind of like him. We're assuming that we're going to be able to get the fuel stuff here shortly after this, hopefully, and then complete it and get everything running right. All right, so right now we're just going to go through, I have a couple tabs up here, and we're just going to run through the parts that we're going to be using for his second gen swap with his 472 turbo and some of the other supporting mods that his roughly $5,000 is going to let us complete until he has the next chunk to go for the fuel side. So like I mentioned before, we're going to split it up, do all the air stuff outside the motor basically, and then once he gets his next sum, we're going to add the fuel to that and go inside the motor and do all the internal stuff. So first off, we are going to be using a T4 Steed Speed manifold. I usually either use Steed Speed or stainless diesel. As far as quality and performance wise, you really can't go wrong with either one. Both make a super superior product, 100%. I get a lot of my second gen swap kits, and if you are in the market for a second gen swap, Source Automotive, whether it's a 5.9 or a 6.7, pretty much sells a complete kit. Now, you can source this differently and maybe save yourself a couple bucks, but if you're looking for a complete kit, you can see this pretty much has, here I'll click on a little bit of the pictures here. This is a close-up of the picture. Now, they sell it with a manifold and a turbo as well if you want to do that, but they also sell it with, your downpipe, the adapter, the drain, gaskets, the hot pipe, the intake, and the usual S400 outlet that you are going to need. So they pretty much have the most complete kit. I believe there's a lot of people that make second-gen swap kits now, but that's usually where I head for my miscellaneous parts. So next up is, let me get that out of the way. Like I mentioned before, actually let me go here first. I've done quite a few videos on AirDog. Really big supporter of AirDog's new 4G pumps. They are what I would consider the best money can buy on the market now. So we will be going with a AirDog 165 4G, kind of just like how I had on my 6.7 that I recently did. So all that information is back. Couple videos, go look at if you are looking for a lift pump. I explain everything in super detail. Like I had up before, Fleece, I believe, really has the nicest fuel filter delete block. Right here, it has a sensor port for a fuel pressure gauge, which you're going to need, and then on the bottom has a sensor port for the water and fuel sensor that is going to need to be plugged in. So that is a super nice fuel filter delete block that we will be going with. Like I've mentioned plenty of times previously, always use Beans diesel sumps. Super easy to install, 1-bolt design system. We are most likely going to be going with some type of SXE charger. Just to touch on this briefly, you can see kind of the prices. This is from HTT. I usually source all of my turbo stuff from either Barter Turbo Service or Garofalo. But what I want to mention is the fact that you are basically getting one of the best race covers and their billet wheel options with an SXE. I just don't think you can build a performance custom charger for what Borg is charging for these SXEs. So nothing but positive to say. Maybe I'll go into a little bit more detail when we get this stuff, and maybe do a separate videos on why I think the SXE line is really bang for buck. You're pretty much best bet, hands down. So getting on to gauges, I'm really not trying to make this video 50 minutes long here. So I always use ISPRO EV2 gauges. This is basically right off their website. If you come down to products, I'm not sure if you can see that, go down to performance diesel, go product series here, and then EV2 is their really, really nice stuff. Click. Okay, it's down here. You can see they actually do make all this different style faces. The stuff that I always run is the 19,000 or whatever it is, R19 whatever thousand. It's got the chrome bezel, and this is what I found to match third gens really well. And we'll go through here, and then they pretty much, you can get stuff. This is more in depth than what most people would do. If you go to, Thoroughbred XDP, you're not going to have all these options. But if you come here, phone's going off. If you come here, you really have more, that's not the one I want. You have more control over exactly the range. Like, say you want a 100-pound boost gauge, or, in my triple turbo case, 150-pound boost gauge. You can get all the part numbers and then basically get exactly what you want. And you can see right here.
Screwing it up.
What are you doing?
Screwing it up.
Oh, you screwed it up. You gotta make it big. See right here, product number, you can see right through here. Say you want an oil temp, but you don't need that. I mean, it's just more, you can get more specific with exactly what you want. For the most part, you're pretty decent with generic stuff, but you kind of get what I'm saying. All right, so that is pretty much it. Let me just go over it again. Roughly, I didn't get exact prices. I kind of ballparked everything. That's where we kind of came up. I think he has around roughly 5-ish pesos to spend here. So, sump, fuel filter delete, air dog, full gauges. It's an automatic, so boost, EGT, trans temp, fuel pressure, and rail pressure. So 5 gauges, some mounting hardware for that, the turbo, the exhaust manifold. Basically, I clump it, all the miscellaneous second gen parts that you're gonna need, the oil drain, the oil feed, all that, the boots, the clamps, miscellaneous stuff, that's gonna add up, especially if you're doing, Source really has a really nice 6-inch intake kit, which is probably one of the more expensive kits on the market, but I think it looks badass. It's a 6-inch pipe, a big filter, and then tuning. I have a V2 that I use for EFI Live, so really all I have to do is buy an extra VIN license. We're going to be doing a 5-position switchable on-the-fly tuning as well. And I think that's it.
I think so.
I think that's it. Money goes faster than you just spending dollars, making dimes, whatever that is.
Is that a saying?
Yeah, that's the same. What else did I want to say? Okay. So, the last thing that I can recommend, and I am probably, Michael from Garofalo Enterprises can probably attest, I am probably one of the freaking pickiest people when it comes to ordering parts. What you can do, and if you're not ordering parts from Michael, if you're ordering parts from somebody else, which obviously you can do whatever you want to do, if you are, say, calling someone, and this is the last tip I have of this video, if you're calling someone and you want a specific part and you want to make sure that they order the right, correct thing, and you're not sure if it's going to get confused with another part that might be similar, go get a part number. All of these places online that you could order from online have the part numbers from the manufacturer if it's not right on the manufacturer's website. It will help the person that you're ordering stuff from immensely if you just go get the part number. So usually what I do for my buddy Michael is I go down through here, I get part numbers and I literally email him with exactly the description, the part number, and it makes his life easier. So don't just call up and say, hey, I'm looking for, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, you're going to be on the phone twice as long and they're going to get confused. Anyway, I'm rambling. Again, I ramble a lot.
It's normal. I try to say things and you just keep
Are you
rambling.
worried about what's for dinner or breakfast or anything like
I'm
that?
starting to get
or-
hungry, yeah.
Okay. I think that's it. That's basically an update on Jesse's truck, where we're headed with that. It's going to be one bad biatch.
Spend the dollars!
Ones.
That's all we got. We have $16 and a Home Depot card. We'll be good.
All right, close the video out. You got to tell
Why
me.
do I always have to do this?
Because you haven't done shit the whole entire video.
Because you
gotta
just
tell them
said
to make sure
you
they're
ramble.
subscribed. You gotta make sure you tell them they're subscribed. You gotta tell them to like the damn video. You gotta tell them thanks for watching. Tell them have a good day, have a good night, whatever time you're watching this.
Ha, let me check on my watch.
Look at that. Look at his dumb. Look at his dumb watch. Is that dumb?
It's beautiful.
Now, anyway. All right, guys, that's it. What were you
I was
finally
gonna
gonna
do
say
it.
something?
I was gonna do it.
Go ahead.
No, you do it.
I already did do it. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We will see you soon. If you are watching this now, I think we may or may not already be at Chris's, helping him fab up some badass triple turbos. So stay tuned for that video coming out very, very soon.
Make sure you like it.
I already told him that.
But I want to tell them again. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like it. Hope you enjoyed it. Now I'm closing out.
Okay, thanks.
Goodbye.
You suck. That's it. Goodbye.
Oh, my hip hurts.